Today we are interviewing Miss Laveda Casey, and we're so excited to get to talk to her. Mrs. Casey, can you tell us how old you are?
I'm 100 years old.
Well, you sure don't look it. You don't act. The kids have some questions for you. One of them is, where did you go to school when you were little?
I went to school at the Breckenridge Schoolhouse in Jamestown, where I was born and raised.
Do you remember anything about your teacher?
Oh, yes.
Did you have one teacher or did you have more than one?
Oh, we had 3 teachers.
Okay, so how did you get to school?
Walked.
You walked to school, okay. And your mom fixed your lunch.
My mom fixed lunch.
Mm-hmm, okay.
And I remember times when my dad had to go to school with me, and he would walk, and through the snows then were, we would have several inches of snow back then. And Dad would walk and make a trail. I'd walk right behind him.
Oh.
Because it was too deep for me to walk.
Have you to make a fire for you?
No, they had janitors. They had one janitor that went in the early morning at the fire. Any bus service got the buses running. We didn't have any transportation to get into town.
So how did everybody get to school?
The ones that went higher than the 9th grade,
Yes.
they had to walk
from
Jamestown to Clark. And we lived through Jamestown, and that would have been 5 or 6 miles.
Oh, right.
And in the winter months, you just don't get out and walk like
No.
kids especially.
Did you go to school pretty much like they do now? I mean, get out in the summers, or did you get out for crops ever? Do you remember getting out because of crops?
We had to. We took, and sometimes 2 milk cows, but we raised our own.
Okay, so you would milk your own cows for milk.
Milk our own cows, and
did you make butter and things?
Yes. I wish I could make it again. Oh boy, it'd be fun.
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
Sit there. You could daydream. A lot of times we would, my mother, you didn't run to the store and buy snack foods and things like that. You ate what you had. You fixed what you had. And her folks were farmers too. And her mother would make bread pudding. Chocolate bread pudding. Oh, that was the best bread pudding I thought I ever ate. We had these school desks, that they had a little shelf in here that we could put our school books. Yes. But we could slip our knees under that desk and have the desktop. We even had fountain pens and ink. We had a little ink well on this desk. And Maggie would bring her lunch, and she and I would put her book down in her lap and lay on her arm, and we'd eat that bread pudding.
During school?
During study. The teacher couldn't see us.
What was your favorite thing about school?
Oh, I loved school.
Did you?
I just loved to go to school.
Oh, that's cute.
I loved learning.
That's great.
In fact, I only got part of the 9th grade, and I helped my teacher with his classes, and he taught me the 9th grade. I was the only one that was going.
Really?
So what advice would you give young people?
take care of their bodies,
Mm-hmm.
take care of their the way they live their lives. Trust the Lord to help them
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a lot. Live clean lives,
Mm-hmm.
happy lives,
Mm-hmm. That makes for a happy life, doesn't
and
it?
don't forget to laugh.
Mm-hmm. You had to help out a lot at home when growing up back then, didn't you?
You know, I worked in the field
Mm-hmm.
along with my dad and my brothers, which I loved being outdoors, and I loved being with them because we had lots of fun. We were working hard, and I helped my mother too.
Did she make your clothes? Did your mother make
yeah.
your clothes? Mm-hmm.
But I started making my own pretty young.
Wow. And did you get new clothes very often back then, or new
No.
shoes?
No. And I'll tell you one thing, during that Depression, I wore a lot of feed sack dresses.
Okay.
You know, we'd buy feed for our cow. They called it shorts. You mixed it with water.
Mm-hmm.
And it come in 100-pound bags, and they were printed. White background with prints on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were pretty. And my mother would make the cutest dresses. Everybody else wore them because we just didn't have money to
Right.
buy them. We just had to do the best we could.
Right.
We would make a big garden, and then we grew more food and corn and stuff like that in the river bottoms.
Okay.
And Mama and I would can and dry fruits and that. And while Dad was working at the mines, they were buying staple groceries.
I see.
They would lay in 100-pound bags of flour, sugar, and rice, oats, and stuff like that for the time when the mines wasn't working. Everything. And we had our meat, our milk and butter, our chickens, and sometimes turkeys. If we had a turkey, we raised it. We didn't buy it.
Right. And eggs. Did you had chickens that laid eggs, so you'd gather eggs every day?
Oh, yeah. Fresh eggs every day. And we just lived like kings, but we didn't know it then.
Right.
To whistle?
I've whistled as far back as I can remember.
How did you get started doing that?
I don't know. Probably when I whistle when I work. I whistle when I just sit here and whistle to myself.
You're a good whistler, I know that.
Can you whistle us a tune then?
We kind of had a recess for a while in the fall. We didn't in the spring. But we just worked and went to school too. We left school and worked because we had to make a living. Dad was working 2 jobs. He would work in the coal mines, and we would listen for that whistle to blow at 4 o'clock. And Dad would come cut through the slough. There was an old slough down there. See, we worked down in the river bottoms. There was thousands of acres of prime farmland down there. Not a rock on it unless someone carried it in.
Wow.
And Dad would come down and work till dark.
And they still grow a lot of corn and things like that
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yes.
Cotton and
cotton
corn
and
and
corn.
hay.
Mm-hmm.